Welcome back to another Ascension Guidance message. This time we are looking at the cross quarters. So there is one holiday in between each equinox and solstice, and these are pagan holidays which then have been also translated into our modern culture and Christianity and stuff like that. So these are holidays that also exist in our current modern society, but they have just been renamed different things. So this time around we are looking at Imolc and Lammas. So Lammas or Lunasat is the one that is in the southern hemisphere, and then on the other hand Imolc is here for the northern hemisphere. So we're looking at a cross-quarter shift, and what is common for both of these is fire. Okay, so both of these holidays for the northern and southern hemisphere celebrate with fire, and other symbols include incubation, and so things that are kind of being nourished and that are being prepared for their birth. There is also this celebration and this harvest, and there's still work that needs to be done. As with the Lammas energy, there is this first harvest. Okay, so the first time we are reaping benefits of the harvest, and there are 3 harvest festivals in the autumn for the northern hemisphere, and then of course for the southern hemisphere this is the first one, and then there are 2 more harvest festivals in the next couple of months for the southern hemisphere. I have created a spread that I'm going to do here for each of the 3 piles, and that will then clarify a little bit as to what is going to go on for each of us. Okay, so I will go now off camera to shuffle the cards and create the piles, so I will see you in a bit. And by the way, the deck that I'm using is a deck that I created myself. I didn't use any AI to make this, so this is totally free from that kind of stuff, and you can purchase this deck down below in the links in the description box below if you are interested. And I would also recommend you join my newsletter just in case I decide to open up readings again. And you can also support this channel by going over onto coffee.com/inspiringalien. The link is also below, and that is a very affordable way to support the channel and make sure that you keep getting high quality content into your subscription feed. Alright, so you may feel free to pick your pile now. Here is pile number 1 with black kyanite. And here is pile number 2 with this titanium coated kyanite. And pile number 3 with a blue kyanite. So go ahead and pick your pile, or watch all 3 if you should so choose. That is totally fine also, and I will see you in a bit. If you chose pile number 1, here is your reading. So here's the main theme that we are going to be looking at. We have what are we working on. So this could be depending on which hemisphere you're in. If you're in the northern hemisphere, this would be about what's being nourished at this time, and then if you are in the southern hemisphere, this has more to do with what are we still kind of working on in regards to the harvest. And here's the fire of transformation or transmutation, so what is shifting. And here is what is ready to be created or started or harvested. And then we've got the bottom of the deck here. Let's turn this over. Very interesting indeed. Alright, so your main theme is the butterfly effect. And you may be familiar with this term or with this theme. There's this sort of butterfly effect that is happening as a result of you working on your ascension. So you're releasing all of this baggage, and there's these magical and huge ripples that are really starting to take place in each and every one of you's lives that's watching this. So it is really magical what Ascension can do. Like it's something that I know for myself, it has changed my life really. And when you have one part of your life changing its frequency, it's going to ripple out into all of the other areas of your life. So it's never going to be just one. So it's not just going to be this one area that's going to be impacted by ascension. Okay, it's not like you just have a spiritual life and that's it. It's going to ripple out and just expand into your entire life. So you're going to be feeling it. So you're probably going to notice this, that once you have released some major sort of obstacle in your life, and most likely this does have something to do with unrecognized power, so sort of giving your power away, waiting for saviors. Perhaps that is something that is still needing to be transmuted, and once that happens, you will actually start to ascend. And I know this card is like a literal stalker card for so many readings that we've done here on my channel. So it's like this really does like I'm gonna be honest, this really does need to be changed now. It is really something that you need to take seriously. So whoever is watching this, you really need to take this seriously, because this seems to be like a major cycle that you are breaking. That's what I'm feeling here. And once you do, it will ripple out to so many places and spaces of your entire life. It's like your whole life is going to change, and the experience that you're going to get is going to be so much superior compared to what you had previously. And you're definitely going to be working on, releasing all kinds of baggage. And I find that, since there is also this theme of like a spring cleaning, especially for those of us that are in the Northern Hemisphere, that theme is showing up in this reading as well, because those of you that are watching are going to be releasing a lot of baggage. And this could be even physical belongings, this could be all kinds of things that you are releasing. So it isn't necessarily only physical belongings, but I feel that for some of you that is very relevant at this time. And once these ripple effects start to happen, the entire web of consciousness of yours is going to be uplifting. Okay, so you're really going through these upgrades in your web of consciousness, but you're going to need to also be really mindful of this, because the thing about this is, if there are any blocks or obstacles or say limiting beliefs or sort of dark clouds here in the web, in the cosmic web around you, if you're letting sort of things kind of leak in, infiltrate, so to speak, if you're letting things in that really shouldn't have anything to do with you or shouldn't really be in your priorities, whichever area of life this has to do with, because again, we're speaking about ascension. This is a spiritual thing that is going to touch most likely each and every area of your life. It's like if you're letting things kind of slide in that are really kind of lowering the frequency, that are lowering the quality, it may feed into this, okay? It may feed into this, because what sometimes can happen is that if you let too many people perhaps like drain your energy or dump all kinds of random shit into your energy field, or if you're letting people drain you, if you're not holding really good boundaries, we can start to feel really powerless. And when we're dealing with, say, vampirism, for example, like energy vampires, or energy vampire behavior, let's speak about that behavior. It's behavior, and some people do it without even knowing. Okay, and the weirdest thing that happens sometimes is that a person who's been plagued by energetic vampirism can sometimes start to act like one, and it's not their fault. It's like they start to believe that they don't have energy, that they don't have power, because they are actually being plagued by other energy vampires. And so then they may start to feel like they actually need to get that energy from other people. That's the thing. You do really need to know know that and be aware of that what you're letting into your field is really important to, keep clear and to keep some sort of filters around you. You can create energetic filters around you that are going to help sort of filter out the lowest densities and filter out the things that don't have anything to do with you. You can release those things from your field. And I actually have a very helpful energy practice here on my channel, so I will make sure I'll link it below. I try to remember. And so that may be useful. And I'm not saying don't get help, because getting help is sometimes necessary in order to really recognize your power, and especially if it's a really like nasty case of vampirism or nasty case of projections or whatever, like almost like a jinx kind of energetic projection. That is when you might need to get some help actually. And that will then help you start to release again these energy forms from your energy field and anchor in those higher frequencies that will then create much more benevolent butterfly effects compared to something you may have been working with before. And what's really ready to get started and get harvested? Be the beam of light in that space. So yeah, you will get to shine. You will get to be shining. And when you are shining brightly, you know, it's just a different life. When you feel like you are just radiating your light everywhere. When you feel like you are just shiny AF. And you will get to stand out, stand up, be fully you, be in your full power, and just blast your light everywhere. And it will be just, you will feel so much more empowered as a result of this. So I do see great vibrant lights in your life for the next 6 weeks, since that is the time for this reading. For the next 6 weeks, you will get to harvest this radiant light. You will get to create this radiant light, whichever it is for you. These are sort of liminal timelines. So it could be either creating or harvesting. One more thing that I want to say about this. Imagine if your web of consciousness was filled with just this radiant, beautiful, beaming light. And it would then also support everyone around you. It would support anyone you ever cross paths with. Imagine how expansive that would be, and how much more love and light and beauty and joy and peace there would be in this world if your web was entirely pure and crystal clear. Imagine that, just imagine that if your web was radiating. It would be beautiful, and you would not feel powerless. You would not feel like you would need a savior, and you would feel like you're gonna do just fine, and even better than just fine, like you would do beautifully. So that's just really one more message that needed to come through for this specific reading for you, pile number 1. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and if you want to watch the rest of the readings, keep watching. If this is enough for you, take some time to integrate and come back to my channel some other time. So subscribe, like, and leave me a comment below if this was helpful. And like I said, it is really helpful to support the channel on Ko-fi.com, and I would love for you to also have this deck. So if you would like to if you'd like to purchase your very own copy of the Star Guides reminders, the link is also below. And like I said, my newsletter is where you will find out about when my private readings are going to be coming back online. So imagine something like this, but just for you and nobody else, okay? And just transform your reality with the energy transmission that takes place. Pile number 2 and the shiny coated kyanite. Here is your reading. This is your main theme. This is what are we working on. This is fire of transmutation. And then this is what's ready to be created, started, or harvested. And of course, the bottom of the deck, which is refined frequency. And this is usually my sort of shadow card, if that makes sense. It's something that may be a little bit unconscious, maybe a bit of an obstacle. So thing that we are not aware of that is coming up to be revealed now. And your main theme, ooh, is past, is only a reference point and a timeline evaluation tool. Fascinating. What are we working on? Authenticity. Fire of transmutation. Ooh. One ascension. And then what's ready to be created? Ooh. We got the power. We got the power for what's ready to be created or harvested. And there's already like a theme coming up in these first two readings that has to do with power, which is fascinating to me. Alright, so it seems like some of you are perhaps having to deal with your past in a different way. Okay, so it is not going to be useful to dwell in the past over this time unless it is being used as a timeline evaluation tool. Okay, so unless you are using it in a productive way where you are looking at different things that have happened in your past and how that has maybe given you certain experiences, certain tools, certain ways of being, and how you can maybe use those things from the past, right? Like if you have created material, for example, that was used in the past, that you made in the past, that could be very useful right now, okay? So that's one thing that's coming up as a key message as well, aside from just the fact to not dwell too much in the past and to not live in the past, okay? A lot of people live in the past without knowing it, okay? So that's just one thing. But what I find with the refined frequency being the shadow card here is that you're actually starting to refine from those past experiences. So, and from all of these past things, okay? So what doesn't belong in the present is going to be cut off, okay? So in the harvest symbolism, there's the scythe, that is the one that cuts. So things are being cut off, even in the refinement periods, you know, things are being refined into this finer substance, if that makes sense. So that is what is happening. It's things are being cut off and you are refining yourself. That is most likely going to be happening within these next 6 weeks for you. And a part of it is, first of all, releasing an unproductive relationship with the past, especially in this time. In this time, it seems like anything that is not benevolent for you in regards to your relationship with your past is going to just be cut off. And most likely you're going to approach your past as a way to really harness your power, okay? Because what we are harvesting now, what you are harvesting now, those of you that are watching this, is power. Okay, so you are becoming truly empowered. So perhaps there are like stories that you have told yourself that are ready to be released now, and as a way of becoming more powerful as a result of this, a part of this is authenticity. Okay, so you will become a much more authentic version of yourself. You're cutting off everything that no longer serves the pure, authentic, the real deal version of you. And this is going to allow you to feel a lot more powerful. And powerful in the most benevolent ways, okay? So I do see perhaps there are also things being cut off from like false power dynamics and false power templates. And lots of power also returning back to you and retrieved. Now, what is shifting? One ascension. So the way in which you are ascending now is also shifting, it is also changing. So perhaps your understanding of what ascension really is and what this one goal that we are all working towards in one way or another, what does that really mean? What does the primary timeline create in your life? And maybe a part of this is also realizing what was said in the past about ascension and what is now coming online for you. Maybe it is new information, and that is why this is here in the transmutation space. So what's really shifting is your understanding of ascension from this new lens, okay? So we're not looking at the past necessarily anymore that much. And we are maybe looking at the past in a different way. Maybe there are stories of ascension or some of your own experiences of ascension in the past that are now getting a new pair of eyes on them. It might be your eyes still, like just your eyes, but it's like you're looking at them from a brand new perspective because you have grown so much and because you are still growing so much. And the past you, what I'm sensing here is the past you is going to feel really irrelevant sometimes. It's really weird energy that I'm feeling, but it's like you're going to almost feel like there's these parts of you that don't feel like they have anything to do with you today. So it's a really drastic change that I'm feeling here, which is exactly why you need to give yourself some time to refine your experience and to refine your frequency, okay? And it's a very deep refinement period that you're going through, for sure. And it is this very radical authenticity that we are working on now. So that does mean that yes, some things in the past definitely weren't authentic to you. They definitely weren't your real truth. And now you are recognizing that and you are allowing yourself to step into these new shoes of who you really are. And the result is a fully authentic and powerful new you. And and what I'm also feeling and sensing here is that the past you would not recognize you today, and especially after these 6 weeks, the past you would not recognize like who is this person, like what happened to them. So yeah, that is what has come through this reading for you. And like I said, the best ways to support the channel are through the Ko-fi page or by purchasing this deck. And you can also sign up to my newsletter to find out when personalized private readings are coming online. So imagine something like this, but just for you, calibrated to what frequencies you most need in this time to ascend, okay? So that is what I've got for you today. And if you aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe and give this video a like and comment below how you felt this reading. And I will be right back with you. Keep on watching or just return anytime you wish. Hello, those of you who picked pile number 3 and the blue kyanite. Let's get on to your reading. So there's your main theme. What we are working on. Fire of transmutation. What's ready to be created, started or harvested. And the shadow card, which is oneness, multidimensionality and the higher self. Interesting. So your main theme, angelic frequency. Oh, manifestation is what we are working on. Fire of transmutation is conscious soul alignment. And what is being prepared to be created or harvested is energy. Alright, so some of you are definitely going through a bit of a multidimensional breakthrough. So it is possible that some of you have an angelic higher self or an angelic multidimensional self. And that is being prepared to be integrated right now. And it seems that you are also integrating a lot of angelic frequencies in general. So just understanding the angelics and the angels as a frequency, that seems to be a big theme. And also understanding how that is a part of just the bigger sort of level of consciousness, so just the oneness, how it ties into, again, these multidimensional levels and your higher self. So that's just the main theme that you are working with. And interestingly enough, we are working with manifestation, okay? So something about this angelic frequency is really helping us manifest things, okay? So this could be something like manifesting beauty around ourselves with Archangel Jovial, or manifesting health and healing with Archangel Raphael. And there are other ways that we can also manifest with the angels. We can ask for signs and synchronicities, and our angels will deliver. That's just a fact. They will deliver those signs and synchronicities that are helping us really see our path clearly. And if you would want to, if you would like to, you can also watch my video of angelic frequency transmission. So I shared some angels there, like different angelic frequencies in that transmission, in that energy work transmission. So you can go ahead and take a look at that. And that should also help you understand the angelic frequency a little bit more. And what's really shifting is how you are aligning with your soul. So there's this conscious soul alignment that's happening here with these energetic shifts and with these breakthroughs that have to do with the angelic frequency. The energy, this is interesting because it seems to me that this entire reading just seems energetic. So it just seems like you are harvesting and creating new forms of energy. And it isn't just like energy in your body or stuff like that, although it can translate, but it seems like this is just purely energetic right now. We are speaking very energetic terms, and there's going to be a very spiritually aligned, what is the word I'm looking for? Spiritually infused time for you. You may be creating and harvesting energetically while still working on the manifestation or the materialization process. Okay, so that's still a process. Some things are not really ready yet to manifest because it has to be consciously aligned to your soul. So something here is a little bit unconscious. Perhaps you are not fully in tune with your higher levels. Perhaps you are not fully aware of oneness. Perhaps you are not fully aware of your multidimensional aspects. Perhaps you're not doing much multidimensional work, and that may be something that you need to be more mindful of in this next 6 weeks. And that is then going to help you consciously align with your soul, and therefore start to materialize these things, so that it's not just this energetic thing. However, I do see, since this energy card is here, is that you're actually like working so hard on your energy, where the manifestation is actually going to start to get a whole lot more easy. And so what seems to be, the angelic frequency seems to also be helping with this. So the angels can really help you fine-tune and sort of adjust and attune your energy and your energy bodies. So perhaps the energy bodies is something that you are gaining much more awareness of right now, because that is going to allow you to then magnetize a whole lot more into your life, and it's going to help you live a much more aligned life when you are really aware of what's happening in your energy fields. So what I do see this as is that you're definitely ready to dive deep into energy work. You're definitely ready to dive deep into especially energy work with the angels, especially energy work in regards to your multidimensional levels in your higher self and stuff like that. You just have to make sure that everything is in that conscious soul alignment, getting really conscious of it. That is one of the key words here. Just being really conscious of what's aligned to your soul. And that is a big part of this energy work that you're getting ready to start. And that will of course then help to manifest things. And perhaps since this manifestation is here with the things that we're working on, it might be one of those things that you are doing with your energy. Perhaps you are harnessing your energy in order to manifest things. And that may just be an energetic dynamic that you are working with. Especially if you are in the northern hemisphere, this manifestation card is in a position where it's the incubation. So what needs to be nourished and what needs protection, okay? So you may need to actually protect your manifestations a little bit. Not to be fearful or anything, but it's just like you want to make sure that you keep some of these things that you're manifesting to yourself at this moment, because they are in a very sensitive space. So you want to make sure that they are all safe and secure and they are private, okay? Because sometimes we do need to have a little bit more privacy in our workings, and this seems to be especially relevant for you. So as you're sort of fine-tuning and working with your energy fields and figuring out what's this soul alignment, when you're kind of aligning with your soul, when you're kind of aligning with your higher self, and multidimensional levels and the oneness of the universe, of the cosmos, of all that is. And of course, being in guidance with the angels, you are going to be, well, you are protected, obviously, and you are safe. This is going to help you to really make sure that these manifestations have time to sort of root down into the earth during these 6 weeks. So don't tell everybody everything. Make sure that you are telling only people that you know, that you trust, that they really want the best for you, and that they're really not going to muddle into your energy fields. This theme actually also came up in the pile 1 reading, so you want to watch that if you didn't watch it yet, because that would be really helpful if you did. And it would really help you understand a little bit on what I'm speaking of here. And I do see these things manifest. It's just that some of these things are really deep processes. They seem to be really deep things that you're manifesting, that where it just cannot be put into, you know, a public place like this necessarily. And it's like you're going to need to give them time to root also. And you're going to need to give yourself time to also prepare yourself energetically for these things that you're manifesting. And you need to also make sure that these things that you're manifesting are in conscious soul alignment, so that they're aligned with your soul path and with your starship mission and everything, that they're aligned to the whole bigger picture that you are here to do in this cosmic sparks, in this entire universal creation that you are here to do, basically. Just remember to be really conscious of your energy and of your soul alignment. Remember to work with your higher self, with your multidimensional self, all of your multidimensional aspects, and the oneness of the entirety of the universe. Don't forget to call your angels. And remember to keep working on those manifestations. Just because it's not here yet doesn't mean that it isn't ever going to be, okay? Because it might be coming sooner than you expect. So, that is your reading. And remember that the best ways to support this channel is, of course, like, share, subscribe, comment below how you felt this, as well as my Ko-fi page, in which you can pick your payment, and that gives you access to extra videos that I don't make public on YouTube. These are specific for the Ko-fi page only. And you can also purchase this deck that I used in this reading, or any of my other decks that I created. And you can also subscribe to my newsletter if you would like a reading like this, but just for you, private. And all of those links are down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Stay inspiring and stay tuned.